Alright, time to talk about some One Punch Man once again, and as you can tell by the title of the video, I will be talking about why I think One Punch Man has the best comedy in all of anime and manga. But before we actually get into that, make sure you leave a like on the video because believe it or not, it helps out a lot more than you actually think. But now I'm done begging for likes, let's actually get into the damn video. Now, I know, the title of this video is very, how do I say this? Ambitious or brave to say the least, but it's not like I don't recognize other series that have amazing comedy such as Konosuba and Mob Psycho, but I just personally feel like the humor in One Punch Man just appeals to me more than those other series. Don't get me wrong, Konosuba is hilarious and so is Mob Psycho, but the comedy in One Punch Man, to put it simply, just hits different. The jokes in One Punch Man always seem to land and never fall flat, which is essential for a series to be deemed funny, because I mean, if the jokes fall flat, then it just creates this sense of awkwardness, which I'm sure no one wants. But with One Punch Man, you never really have to worry about that. The comedy in One Punch Man isn't over exaggerated or overall too energetic, it's just comedy that, you know, you lay back and just appreciate. It's not cringy or tries too hard to be funny. One Punch Man's comedy, to be brutally honest, I will admit, is not for everyone, and that also goes for pretty much any other comedy anime or manga, because believe it or not, humor is subjective. Not everyone or most people aren't going to find what you find funny. Personally, I don't really like the typical quote-unquote comedy when a girl hits a guy for a dumb reason. It's just really overused and just really isn't funny. But One Punch Man's comedy, although not being for everyone, probably appeals to casual people who aren't, 11 years old and just want to find something to laugh at. Now let's talk about the manga of One Punch Man and how the comedy surprisingly still seems to be great in comparison to its anime. So straight off the bat, if you can't already tell, I read the One Punch Man manga and I recommend you read it too. The fights are really dynamic and captivating, the paneling is really great, the story is surprisingly compelling for a parody series, and the art is absolutely out of this world. There's literally no reason for you to read it and enjoy it, and most importantly, the comedy and the jokes that land in the manga are just as good as, if not better than, some of the comedy in the anime. So just a bit of context for some of you that don't already know, anime tend to land jokes and funny moments a lot better than their source material, which in most cases is the manga. A perfect example of this is Gintama. The manga is incredibly hard to read, especially for like the first 50 or so chapters, due to like jokes either flying over your head or just not landing. But when you watch the anime, it's pretty much a complete 180. The jokes seem to always land and the humor just seems a lot better than the manga. However, One Punch Man just doesn't suffer from this. The manga is just as funny and comedic as the anime, which is why there's no real problem in which way you decide to consume the One Punch Man series. If you decide to watch it, you're going to laugh and absolutely love it and appreciate the beautiful animation. And if you decide to read it, you're going to laugh and absolutely love it and appreciate arguably some of the best art in manga, period. You're winning either way when you're watching or reading One Punch Man. And I just want to take a few minutes to praise the author of One Punch Man 1 on how funny he made this series. I don't feel like it's just a coincidence that he is also the author of another series I would call one of the funniest anime and manga too, which is Mob Psycho. One just seems to have a great sense of humor, which is why he's probably one of, if not my favorite author in all of manga. Although his art isn't necessarily the greatest, at least he knows how to make a nigga laugh, at least. Like, come on. Plus, with One Punch Man, he doesn't have to worry about drawing it, because if you guys don't already know, the artist for the One Punch Man manga is Yusuke Murata, who is the best manga artist I've ever seen, and is only rivaled by the likes of Boichi, who is the illustrator for Sunken Rock, and Dr. Stone, and Tahehiko Inoue, who is the illustrator for Vagabond. If you haven't seen the art from any of these guys, then I suggest you do yourself a big favor and find at least one panel from any of these manga that I've mentioned and just appreciate it. Like, that shit is good. Like, trust me, it looks amazing. But back on topic, this video isn't about art, it's about comedy and funny shit. So overall, if you're looking to laugh to the point your cheeks start hurting, then I suggest you read or watch One Punch Man. Preferably read, but do whatever you like, I don't really care, because as I've already said, no matter which you decide to choose, you're going to have a great time. And that's pretty much it for this video. If you liked the video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe with notifications turned on and set to all, and consider following my Twitter, because why the fuck not? Like, why not? And apart from that, I will see you in my next video.